So let's start with just warming up a bit our shoulders. So just doing some pumps, just the pace you actually want, forward and backward, just to get our shoulder blades moving and some blood flow. Okay, we can also take our hands up to the sky, just lift them gently, and again do the similar thing, just some backward and forward movements, just for a few times. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's also do the same here, but we take our hands low, we extend inwards our hands, and then we try to basically see if we can touch our hands in our back. Okay, so that can really feel a bit intense, so just take it to the level of your comfort, and you should really feel a good stretch in your biceps and your forearms. Okay, so let's also stretch a bit on our side. So we take our left hand, raised up in the sky, and we just bend towards the other direction on the right side now. Just try to keep it moving, just bounce a bit, don't overstretch. So we're just trying to warm up a bit. And on the other side, just raise your hand, right hand, and bend gently over to the left side. Okay, so it's always important to warm up our back as well. And my favorite way of doing it is just placing our hands on our head and just gently curling down. So just trying, maybe if you can, to have your elbows touch your knees and just gently bounce. So don't overdo it, just try to find some nice stretch here and extension. So we'll do maybe 10 little bounces here. Try to have your legs straight if you can. So we also stretch our legs. And from here, we will try to stretch a bit our lower back. So we place our legs a bit wider, we bend our legs, and we do the same motion, and we curve now inwards, so in between our legs this time. So this should really, you should feel a stretch in the lower part of your back. A few times here, don't overdo it, be gentle. And here, and last time, we just straighten our back, and here just try to lower as much as you can and keep your legs straight. So that's really stretching everything, your hamstrings as well. So, and just we do a few movements up and down. Okay, so let your head hang for a few seconds, and on the inhale, bring your hands up in the sky, just stretch up, shoulders touch your ears, and on the exhale, you come down, and again you let your head hang and your hands, maybe they touch the mat. Okay, from here, I think also it's important, especially if we spend a few hours working in front of our laptop, that we stretch our wrists. So we will do one little simple exercise, which is just come here in a cat position. Knees on the mat, shoulders above our wrists, hands facing forward, and we just rotate forward and backwards. You can be as big movement as you want or as small as you want. Just we try to extend our wrists a bit in all directions. So now we'll place our hands outwards, and we'll do the same thing for a few reps. So this is really good to help our wrists not only be more flexible but also become more strong. Now we'll take our wrists or our hands facing backwards, and we'll do the same thing here. So just a couple of times. So this can be also a very good way to warm up in the morning. And last direction is we'll put our legs and our hands facing inwards, facing each other. Okay. So now we should be really warmed up, and we'll start our little exercise by just doing a few simple core reps, just to get our core fired up. So from here we will, and if you have any problem following, just take it to the level of your comfort. Okay, so we'll just lie down on the floor, and we extend our legs in front of us and our hands by our hips, and we will just try to raise our legs so they face the sky. So we just demonstrate here. So we take our legs and we bring them up and down. So can do a few reps here. Maybe we'll try to do 10 reps, and just focus on just being slow, and just take it as many reps as you actually can. If you need to stop, then we can stop. So let's call it now 2, we'll do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, from here we'll now have our legs on the mat, and we will just try to do a rowing action. So we'll crunch up with the help of our core, and we'll bring our hands in front of us as much as we can, and just then relax and bring our shoulders down. So lift your shoulders as much as you can, have your hands touching, and come back. And we'll do maybe 10 reps here as well. So 1, 2, 3. So it's really a rowing action. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? I hope you felt that a bit. So, and we will now move more a bit into a traditional move, which is our downward facing dog. So we take our hands, we place on the mat, and just lift our butt to the sky as much as we can. So here, this is a really active position, really great stretch of our shoulders. It really opens up our shoulders, but also our hamstrings. So just find here a bit of where you are in space and how
tight or flexible you are. So just move around a bit your legs. Okay, so and have your ears touching your shoulders. So try really to create activation here through this movement. And really, this is the first step if we're talking really about shoulder strength. We really want to be able to push as much as we can our shoulders and find that activation. Okay, from here we will continue to work with our core by moving here forward and bringing our shoulders above our wrists. So here this is the so-called plank position. So we'll try to hold it here, and this is a very active position again. So try to push your hands into the mat and your shoulders upwards so they raise as much as you can, and this really activates your scapula. This also should activate your core and your glutes and should create a really shallow C shape of your body. So let's now come back to our downward facing dog and just take a moment of rest. Just take a minute of thinking how you actually were in this plank position. If you really activated everything, we'll do it a few more times. So try to really be active, as active as you can, even if you cannot hold it for more than a few seconds. So look forward, just bring your head forward, and shoulders now should be above your wrists. We push our shoulders up, we activate our core, we squeeze our glutes, we squeeze our hands, and we'll hold it here maybe for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we bring our knees to the mat, and let's take a second here just to relax. We take our left hand, we bring it on the right side and just twist, make a gentle twist to the right, and the same thing on the other side. Take your right hand, place it on the left knee, and rotate your body towards the left. Okay, now we'll also introduce a couple of push-ups, more just like a experience, just to see how it feels. So we'll place again our hands on the mat, lift our butt, and just find your position here, find your downward facing dog. From here, move forward, just again shoulders above your wrists, and then try gently, and you can put your knees on the mat if you want. Just gently try to lower yourself as much as you can on the mat and up. If you did it without knees, perfect. If you did it with your knees, also great. And from here, we come back to our downward facing dog just to do a couple more reps. So bring your shoulders above your wrists. Try to really bring your elbows here as much as you can. Contract them and bring them together. If you need to touch your knees on the ground, do that, and just lower yourself slowly on the mat and come up. Come to your downward facing dog position. One more before we move on. Find your plank and slowly lower yourself down and come up to your downward facing dog. From here, just again place your knees on the mat, take your hands and just try to interlace them on your back, just to stretch a bit our chest here. Look up, relax, breathe in, breathe out. And we'll do one more little exercise, which will be more focused on our back. Okay, so from here, we again will come to our downward facing dog. We will transition to our plank. Okay, so shoulders above our knees, but now we will just lower our back on the mat. Okay, and our full body on the mat. From here, just to warm up for a couple of seconds, we will place our hands a bit on the shoulder width, but shoulder height, but a bit wider, and we will just help ourselves, just lift ourselves up and create that extension. So we come down, inhale, lift our chest up, and on the exhale, just come down. Again, inhale, lift, and come down. Now we will take our hands and place them by our side. Okay, and now we will gently lift a bit our legs, just a few centimeters off the ground, and lift as well our chest and our head. We look forward, still our hands on the mat just supporting us, and then now slowly and very gently we lift our hands off the mat as well. So we're in this little Superman position. We really should feel our glutes and our legs supporting us, and we come down. Exhale. We'll do one more here. So lift lightly your legs, activate your glutes, and now with your hands while they're on the floor, just lift also your chest and your head off the mat. And slightly, gently lift your hands, and now try to find this extension. So really don't fight the position, just try to extend your legs as much as you can, and just breathe in and breathe out and find some stability. On the exhale, come down. Okay, now just to finish off, let's also do a little stretch of our legs. So you can place your legs anywhere you want in front of you, and just very gently we'll try to stretch. So don't try to grab your legs. I prefer that we just put our hands anywhere we feel comfortable, and then we focus mostly on bringing our elbows down. And this is more, in my opinion, about breath rather than stretching your muscles. So the more you find breath and you really empty your belly and your diaphragm, you will see that you find a better, longer stretch. So let's take a couple of breaths here and just try to relax and see how we feel. Inhale and exhale. And on the exhale, maybe you find a longer stretch. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now if you really feel like you want to stretch yourself and grab your legs, then you can do it. And I hope you enjoyed this session. It's all about practicing, keeping right form so we can avoid injuries, but also try to slowly build up that flexibility, that stability, that awareness before we move on to more challenging things. Have a great day.